Hey everyone, Chris Docker here with the Life of a Diabetic, and today we're going to be talking about insulin sensitivity and insulin resistance. So before we get started, if this is your first time here, welcome and thank you for joining this channel and watching this video. Please go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below, and if you don't mind, give it a nice little thumbs up and go ahead and hit that notification bell while you're down there so you can be notified and alerted whenever new videos come out. So I'll definitely be putting out a lot more videos now, not only manage my own type 1 diabetes, but also what it takes to manage my daughter's type 1 diabetes. She's going to be 6 years old soon. It's unbelievable. She will be, in February, will be 2 years that she's been diagnosed. I've had diabetes since 2004. So there's a lot of interesting stories to tell, and I figure that this is the best platform and the best way to do it. So on to today's video, insulin sensitivity and insulin resistance, kind of the same thing, but different. So just like a lot of people, I had that basic New Year's goal of losing weight in 2021. I've had that same goal for many years now, and sometimes I do it, but unfortunately, it seems to find its way back. So this year's goal was not only to lose it, but to make sure I lose it for good and not find it again. Another thing that I wanted to do, which kind of ties into losing the weight, was lower my A1C. In order to do that, I wanted to increase my time in range, which is something that is more important to me. It's something I can calculate a lot better and actually see results as opposed to waiting every 90 days for a test result. One way that I wanted to be able to do this was by decreasing the amount of insulin that I'm using. So I've been using a lot of insulin for a lot of years, and it's because I have been very insulin resistant. It's because of all the weight that I've put on over the 17 years that I've had diabetes. My body hasn't rejected the insulin, but I've required more insulin to get the job done than what I probably actually need. So being able to cut back on that insulin is definitely something that I felt would help me ultimately lose weight. One way that I had really looked into and researched and read some information about in order to help with that was intermittent fasting. Now, I don't know anything about intermittent fasting. I know enough to know that it's kind of what I'm doing, but I don't know enough to give you tips and how it affects your body and how it helps increase your insulin sensitivity. From my basic understanding, it's kind of just like a reset to your body. But what I do know is that I only eat between certain time periods. And since I've been doing that over the last 27 days, it's been working quite well. So what I've been doing is I have only been eating between 12 p.m. and 8 p.m. Now, it's a little flexible. I haven't been very strict on this, but I definitely haven't really been eating past 8 or 9 p.m. too often. Every so often, I might have breakfast. If I do have a low blood sugar in the morning, then obviously I'm going to eat something. I'm not just going to let my blood sugar go way too low just to follow the intermittent fasting rule. I've also been eating a lot better. And what do I mean by eating a lot better is I have been eating less fatty foods, cutting out carbs wherever I can. Instead of having 2 cheeseburgers with buns, maybe just put 2 patties on 1 bun. And I've definitely been seeing a lot of help and a lot of difference with that. I've also really cut out eating desserts at night. So when I do have something at night, it's usually either a banana or something with just some peanut butter to help kind of keep my blood sugar stable and steady throughout the night. An apple is really kind of the highest sugar thing that I've been eating, and so far it's been working. At least to my knowledge, my insulin usage is down probably about 30 or 40%. And the way that I can kind of tell this is I can see the insulin usage on my Omnipod. I have been switching out my Omnipod sites daily because of the amount of insulin that I use. I have to change it daily. I've now been able to go about 36 hours, and I think so far the longest I've gone this year is 48 hours, which for me is a long time. Now I know when I fill up my daughter's Omnipod, we only fill it to that bare minimum of that 75 units, and we get to the 3-day max, and she still has 15-20 units of insulin left on there. But for me, I fill it up to the 200 units, and previously it was only lasting less than 24 hours in some cases, but lately it has definitely been lasting that 36 to 40 hour range. Another way that I know that this intermittent fasting has been helping my insulin sensitivity is because it's really one of the major changes that I've done. Now, like I said, I'm eating healthier, I'm eating better foods, less fatty foods, so that's definitely helping as well. But I've been seeing that when I do start to go high, I'm coming down a lot faster than what I used to. It used to take me hours to come down, and then I start stacking that insulin and stacking, and then I would just crash later on, or it just seemed that all that insulin I was taking was doing absolutely nothing. Lately, I've just been taking what my correction needs to be, and then I'm actually going low. So, I like to have more data before I really start making changes. So, I like to have about 30 days worth of data before I start making changes. So I do think that I actually need to start adjusting my hourly basal rate, my correction factor, because the insulin that I'm using now is working a lot better. I've been actually going low almost every single night, multiple times a night. Just the other night, actually three or four times so far this year since I've started this, I've had to have about 60 untreated carbs in the middle of the night just to keep my blood sugar above 100. So that tells me that I probably overcorrected. I corrected the way that I would have corrected last year. Another way that I can kind of tell this has been working is that I've lost 8 pounds so far this year. My goal for 2021 is to lose 50 pounds. I know at the beginning it's going to be pretty easy to lose that weight because there's so much excessive weight. So my goal in month 1 was actually to lose about 7 to 10 pounds. So right now I'm at that 8-pound mark. I'm hoping to hit double digits because that will definitely make me feel a lot better moving forward with my goal. So for me personally, and that's all I can talk about, is what I know happens to me and kind of with my daughter, but I am not giving any type of medical advice. I am not promoting intermittent fasting. I'm not promoting anything. I'm just simply telling you what has worked for me so far. And is this a long-term thing? I think it can be. I'm not hungry, so I'm not starving myself. I never really was a big breakfast person. I would eat it because it was there. So I do skip breakfast, but I really eat between 12 and 8. And what I would like to do is actually get to eating between 12 and 6 and only eating for those 6 hours. That's my ultimate goal. I'm slowly working towards that. With seeing how this has been working right now, I think that I can get to that point. So if you have been struggling with insulin resistance and wanting to try to increase your insulin sensitivity, then just talk to your healthcare professional about it. See what options are out there for you before going on any additional type of medications or anything like that. Talk to them about intermittent fasting. Maybe it will work for you. Maybe it won't. I don't know. That's not me to judge. It's another disclaimer. I'm not a doctor. Never played one on TV. Never played one on the internet. Nor do I ever plan to. So that's been my update on my increasing my insulin sensitivity with intermittent fasting. So if you want to keep up with the journey, please go ahead and click that subscribe button right now. And like I said, while you're down there, hit the thumbs up, hit the notification bell, so that way you can be alerted of new videos. I am going to be putting out a lot more new videos because, over the last 2 years of managing not only my diabetes, but also my daughter's diabetes, it's been a pretty interesting life and learning a lot more about my own diabetes by having to kind of relive everything and go back into the basics. So if you want to be a part of keeping up with this super interesting life of 2 people with type 1 diabetes, then like I said, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one.